Okay, I had some technical problems, so finally solved. Anyway, let's get started. Let's go. Which one is live here? Okay, I hope someone is there. Nobody's there. That's fine. Mm, Okay, class is today's class is for basically a seascape. Seascape without any drawing or any reference photo. It's easy to render watercolor without. Uh, Let me just put the. There you go. This is the my own painting. I did it very quickly, maybe a year ago. So that was small painting is not a very big painting. So small paintings. What's the benefit of it? Is you can create small thumbnails like this, and then you can go and on a bigger scale, like get a half sheet, 15 by 30, the 22 by 30 sheet, or make it half, or make it a quarter, and then you can paint. So the idea here for this demo is to understand what is involved. I mean, like, what do you need? Uh, how to render a small watercolor like this, so you will know how to create a thumbnails or small painting like this. If you don't want to go a bigger painting, that's fine. You don't need to create a big painting. So let's get started. We're already late, so it's already 10:15. So let me adjust few more things, and then we'll start the class. Okay. Okay. So what happened here? Uh, I am gonna put everything is kind of a little challenge today. So anyway, so I will go and get some Prussian blue. Put some. I'm using a very small brush. It's my dagger brush. It's very good for creating thumbnails. I have few more. This is the half inch. There's another one I have. I'm not sure what's the size. I think it's 5 by 6 or something. Then I have another one which is a 3 by 4. These these brushes are very useful if you don't want to pick up brushes like back and forth. So you can use the same brush. As you can see, the point is very sharp, and it has a big footprint also. So you can go with big washes also. All right. So just to show you, I'm not painting with this brush anyway. Maybe I can use this one, the half inch one. So let's start with the half inch, and then we will do some doodling with the smaller one. Let's get some Prussian blue. Put it here for the skies. Just a little bit. You don't need to put too much. All right. So I have my Prussian. Let's put some more Prussian blue. More. Let's make it more dark. As you know, when the watercolor dry, it get lighter. So you put. Don't be panic if you put a dark value. So don't be alarmed because I mean, if you put a dark mark with the brush, it get lighter. So you, if you do more and more paintings with the watercolor, then you'll be adjusted with the what happened when you do certain washes, right? With in a watercolor. Let's get some burnt umber. I need to mix a little bit yellow ochre. I don't have the yellow ochre with me in this palette. I can mix a little bit orange with burnt umber. You can make your own colors. Don't worry about it. You just see I put some cadmium yellow, some cadmium orange, and a burnt umber, and I got a nice, almost similar to uh, yellow ochre type of color. Okay, so let's put this here. Not too much, just a hint. I don't want to put too much, so here in the horizon line, and let's get some green color. I want to get some green color in the water also, so let's get some more Prussian blue, mix it up with the green color. Now this time I'm going to mix some cobalt blue also. I want to tone it down because this green color and the Prussian blue kind of little harsh, and it shows right away, so I don't want to put so much uh, uh, very shocking type of color. So here let's put some water body. As I explained earlier in the classes, if you drag your brush on a dry surface like this, you will create some kind of a sparkle, like, which is you cannot do once you do the wash with the opaque white or any other color. So I can go very slightly. I'm just rubbing my brush against the paper, and I got a nice like, dry brush marks on this wash. So here I'm gonna dry create some more dry brush marks. Now I'll come down with the foreground, put some previous mix of burnt umber yellow, burnt umber, cadmium yellow, and the orange color. So here let's make it more kind of a more orange or more towards the brown color. Let's get this done. Okay, let's clean my brush. Now I'm gonna pick up some purple color, which is the Van Gogh, uh, they call purple dust or something. So I'm gonna use a little bit just to change the variation in my color. So it blue, yellow ochre. So I just want to change it. Let's get some more and put it on the. Don't put too much, otherwise it will start showing, right? So here I'm done with this. Try to put some dark color where the see that the white, I put it right underneath that white. So if you put a little bit dark color underneath the white color, then it shows that there's it's not a flat surface. It's something that it wave something on the ground that has not a level surface. It's just has maybe a stone or something sitting. So that's how you create the uneven surfaces with just a little bit help from a dark color, dark value, right? So here I got this done. Let's use this purple color since it's one in my palette. I'm gonna put some here on the horizon line. Let's create a little more drama here. Let's put a little bit purple color. Break it down that the boring yellow ochre wash. Create some more interest to it. Let's put some more here. Let's get some more. So here, purple, more purple color, a little bit here too. You don't want to put one block here, one block here. Just make sure for the composition, uh, sake of composition, you need to be a little bit careful, because if I put a one hill here, one hill here, it will be more like a mechanical type of painting, right? So you need to make sure there will be an harmony in your painting, not just like a mechanical type of painting, right? So I don't need this that patch here. I picked it up, just soak my brush. Let me put this here so you guys know there's a paper. Let's put a paper here, basically here. Let's put a paper here. So every time I need to pick up a paint, or I see that there's a mark, as long as it's wet, I can go and pick it up. Just pick it up, soak my brush, get all the moisture out, and then you just go and rub it against the that color. I explained on the other video in the last class also. So there you go, that's it. Now you see, nice, it has a very subtle type of washes here, right? And because I mix it up some green color, some Prussian blue, and a little bit of a cobalt blue. So don't worry about that. You, if you see the cauliflowers or colors are bleeding into each other, that's fine. That's what the beauty of the watercolor, right? If you are worried about too much, like, oh, I by mistake there's a cauliflower, let's fix it. If you are worried and you keep going back and try to fix it, then your painting become a little bit challenge for you, because the watercolor, if you push too much, it's not gonna work with you. So it will fight back, and it will, I would say, it will fight back and make your life difficult to render, even those small painting like this. So now I am done. I will, let's wipe it off this color, because I don't want to put on my palm. Otherwise, if you working here and you put this color in your palm, although you're not touching the paper, right? But here you become a little bit careless, right? And you put your palm, and then soon as you putting, it's a small painting, right? It's not a problem here, but soon as you work on the bigger painting and there's a water pigment or a mix built up here, the wash, then you put your palm and then you try to work on the top of the painting, and then you put all the color there. So be careful, try to clean. At least this is okay, you don't need to worry about, but this is kind of important, so you don't want to uh, put the color on your palm, especially here in this side. Anyway, let's grab a smaller brush. Let's get a nice burnt umber here, right? It's still wet. Actually, what I will do, I will little bit go and, because the wash is still working and it's not dry yet. Now, if you notice, I put a purple dusk, the purple color here on the foreground, and I put some cadmium yellow, burnt umber, and some orange color. So there's a granulation build up here. A little bit, you can see, not too much, but I remember there was someone asked me what is granulation. So this is what the granulation is. It, because of the paper, when you use a rough paper, the heavy pigment during the washes, the heavy pigment settle in those puddles and create a texture with what they call in the watercolor business is called the granulation. And it's, there is a solvent. I don't have it handy, otherwise I will show you. There's a solvent available from made by Winsor Newton. You can use that solvent, but I tried it initially, but for me it didn't work, so I put it somewhere. I don't know, I'm not sure where exactly. But next week I will bring that solvent. I bought it especially because I didn't know that when I started what exactly the granulation is. But once you do more painting, and then you will understand what is the how these granulation work, and how can you bring that effect of the granulation in your painting. Okay, so as you can see, my first wash is done, and remember that first wash is the most important wash. If you are confused, you couldn't mix the colors on the paper, especially wet into wet, how to keep the dry brush marks, how to lay down a very fine washes, how to mix colors, which color mix it become doesn't disturb your painting. Let's say if I use a color which is phthalo blue, and I start putting the yellow ochre against it, it becomes green. So here I put a ultramarine blue and some Prussian blue, so it's not mingling, it's not creating a green color. So these are the things, if you understand what is this how these things are working, so yeah, then you will know you can create as such type of painting in very short amount of time, and do one here, one there, and then you decide which painting you want to keep, how or which painting you want to go bigger. So here now you can see I have some uh, mix of burnt umber and cadmium yellow and orange color. So I will go do some spatter. Let me just go closer so you guys can see better what I'm doing here. Let's move this out of here. Here, so I will keep my brush like this and do some spatter like this. So what happened? Look at this. It went in here, right, which is not the best thing, and you have to be careful when you're doing the spatter. I can clean it up quickly because it's still wet, and the previous wash is not dry either, so I can wipe it off, but you have to be careful. So what do? You grab a piece of paper or anything that won't disturb your wash. Let's see, like this. Grab a paper and cover your painting where you don't want to get the spatter goes, and just then you go and do the spatter like this with the brush. So and then you uncover. It's still, you see that it's still there coming here because I don't want them here. Now I have a chance because the previous wash is still alive, is still working, so I can get away with this trouble if you do right away. But the easiest way is just cover with the paper or anything so it won't spread on the rest of the painting. All right, let's get zoom out, and I'm gonna dry this painting a little bit because I'm gonna start doing some doodling here. Let's go. Okay, same brush. You can use if you have a dagger brush, it works, like I said, pretty good on, especially on the smaller surface like this, and small doodling. Even though on a big painting, these brushes are very good. It works really good, and it made by, I think, is it Rosemary and Co. It's here because I use them so much. The all the numbers and the company name is gone, but this one has this all the information. If you wanna write it down, if you're interested, you can order it. Most of the orders are Rosemary and Co. It's called Sable Blend series 772. If you want to order, you can order from. It's available online. So be careful. There will be some duty and levies involved. So make sure before you order, check everything. Okay. So let's go. So I got this done, right? And I you can go and tweak a little bit, put some more dark color here, maybe just a vaguely put a mask here, like some maybe hint of some boats are here. That's put not too much. You don't need to explain too much, right? Just quickly, and one here, one there, there, and that's it. All right. Now the other thing, I'm gonna go and build some more the boulders on the shoreline. So you can see in my original painting, let me just put it on. So here you see the boulders are here on the left side, and I will create some waves of crushing on the boulders also. Maybe I'll put on the right side this time. So let's put some boulders here. Although it is wet, it's okay. You can work on the wet into wet. The white surface, try to keep those white surface. Don't block it. You don't know later on in the painting maybe you need them. So don't block it. Try to keep them here. Let's put some burnt umber. I put burnt umber, some cadmium orange, and if you want a more dark value, you can go pick up some cobalt blue and then mix it up with this mix, and it give you a nice dark type of color. Here, let's put some. Just drop it a little bit so it create a depth into these rocks and stones and boulders. Just work on wet on into wet, so it give you nice texture on those boulders. Here, let's create these also. Let's put some cadmium orange, mix it up with the same mix, put some more. If you don't get lighter orange, then you can create some more here like this. Bring it down in the water so it will be separate from this one to this one. So you don't want to put another piece of boulder exactly sitting on the top. So you want to make sure that it'll be separate from this one. So once you put in a little bit in the water, it shows like it is a little bit farther down in the water and it's not very close to this one. And here, there you go. That's it. Don't do too much, otherwise it'll show. I will keep it simple as possible. Try to keep the painting as simple as possible. If you sometimes you're enjoying so much and then you unintentionally you put so much work and your effort in something that you don't need it, which it can lead you one part of the painting very focused and the other parts will be lost. Yeah, it just it doesn't make sense. So be careful when, especially when you're enjoying painting on the, especially that type of painting, small painting can be rendered quickly, then you have to be a little bit careful. Okay, so white white space, put some dark value underneath, create some drama, create some more stones here, here, there you go, there's some here. So that's it. I don't want to do too much. I guess this is enough. Painting is, see that I spattered some here, there. So I know how to fix these that problem, right? It's not a big issue. I don't want to put another wash on the top because I'm done with the first wash. So this is been done. I don't want to touch again. Otherwise, if you, unless you dried it, unless you apply, let me get the hair dryer, unless you hair dry it, and make sure the wash is all dry. If the wash is not dry, then you are gonna create a problem for yourself. So because it's still, I can feel it, it's still not dry yet. So be careful. uh, Always remember, don't apply any wash unless you need it, right? Like if you want to really want to build some wet into wet type of work, so it's okay. Yeah, but be careful on the, especially on the unmature wash. Unmature wash is like a danger there. So let me dry this up. Let's dry the whole painting so we can do some more doodling here. Dry. We have such a rainy weather in Toronto. It was hot for a couple of days, and now is today is overcast, and it was sun out this morning, but now it's all looks like it's gonna rain. See that how easy this painting is, although it is a small painting, but look at this beautiful subtle skies, the water, there's a sparkle on the water, and then some boulders on the left. If you keep it everything checked, don't overdo, then your painting will look beautiful. So I'm gonna grab the bigger brush, the bigger dagger brush, and I kind of little bit I don't like that the white too much white on the water. So I'll put some clean water. Now my previous wash, see that I put some clean water on the top of the previous wash is not making cauliflower or anything, right? So I will get the mix from the previous wash which we already apply, and then I will go bring some wash on the top of this wash, so which is become a second layer. I'll put more. So now let's get some more. I don't want to just block the whole thing, right? Just get some, let's get some Prussian blue and bring it here on the corner, right? Make it the water a little bit darker. If you think you put too much dark color right away, push it back, push it back on the out of the paper. So this is the easiest way to get rid of your problem, right? So if you let it sit, and it will create some cauliflower, which is fine. Cauliflower is not a not no, it's fine. There's no issue unless you're working on a very tight type of work, and soon as you drop a droplet on your painting, that the purpose of the painting will be gone. So that only problem with the cauliflower. Otherwise, they look good. If you usually work a loose type of work, so I leave cauliflowers on my painting. I have no problem with them. People think it's a problem. No, it's not a problem. It basically it's a happy accident, and it builds beautiful texture that you can never create on your own. So here, let's get some French ultramarine. I want to get some nice bluish look here, because they're the shadows on these boulders. So I will introduce some French ultramarine. Like I said, it's a very transparent and beautiful color, and has more red into it. It has a more red shade here. Okay, that's it, done. I am not gonna touch this painting more. So let's get zoom in so you guys know what's happening on this painting. Let me get this out of here. Here, let's get in. You know what? Let me just turn it off, that image also. You don't need that. Let's get this out of here. Oops. Make a transition here. So now it's 80% the painting is done. Now what I will do, if you are more, you can stop here. You don't need to paint more if you are willing to work more. So I'll show you what to do now in this painting. You can do so much more. Let's zoom in more so you guys can see better here. Now what I will do, I will grab my poster color, and let me show you like this. Poster color, let's go, how far can I focus? Right here. So it's made by here, this is another label here. Sorry, it's a reflection coming, so I don't know what's the name of it. Shanahan Professional something it says here. There you go. You can see or you can read. So this is the opaque white I use. It's such a nice opaque white color, and I will go and grab my smallest dagger brush, which is sitting here. Clean your, make sure you clean your brush every time. Get a small container just dedicated for this type of work. So if you use the same water and try to mix it white, then it will be a little bit challenging for you. Okay, so I will mix some white right here on the lid. I don't want to go in my palette because otherwise it will be a challenge for me. So I will do, see that those marks, I by mistake I will put some birds here, some seagulls or something here. One, less, don't get too much water in your mix. Just get a pure white, and then just put it with the tip of the brush and create here. There's another here mark here. There's a one here. There you go. That's it. And these masses here, the boats, let's create some. See that I put the cadmium orange on my palm. That's what I was talking about actually. I put on a palette, and now my palm is all orange now. Same thing happened here. When you're working here, it will by unintentionally you can put the what do you call that? Let's get the, you know what? I will put some cloth here, so I don't want to mess up the other paper. I have another paper underneath. So let's get some, let's do some jewelry work here. Let's put some white since I have it on my brush. I will create some sparkles at the edge, the foam of the water, a little bit, not too much. If you do too much, then anything you do too much, it will show. So please be careful. And I will go get some very pure water, the mix, and then I would just go a little bit, that the crushing wave type of effect. And at this point, it's a little bit because it's a more like a calm water. Because I'm showing you actually just to show you what how you can build this effect. So keep the brush on the side, any brush you can use, and then you just go drag your brush like this, and it will give you a nice effect of the crushing waves on the boulder. So let's put some here also. Put some here. If you think you put very harsh type of mark, then you just wipe it off with the finger or just a brush or something, right? Here. Okay, so let me clean my brush, and let's wipe this off because we don't need this because it's a calm water, right? We don't want crushing waves on this. Let's mix it up because the paper is so dry now. I can just get rid of this, take it off. Okay, let's put some, you know what, I will get some cerulean blue. I like to introduce some cerulean blue into the water here because I just put some water so I can work with the wet into wet here. Let's introduce some cerulean blue here. Okay, so done. Not too much. Don't overwork, otherwise it'll become, the watercolor don't like it overwork unless you're doing a very realistic type of work. That's fine. You have to be careful, sit down, hours and hours of work. Now I want to actually, let's do something else also. Clean the brush. Okay, if you think it's too much water or too much pigment, I will go and just drop it, glaze it a little bit because it create a light effect like on the boulders. Just drop it. If it is too much, you think and just glaze it a little bit, tone it down. The one that towards the water here, I will tone it down. These are fine because these are more into the out of the water, so that's fine. You can put some white patches here to create more depth into these boulders or stones, and that's it. All right, so one more thing, I'll go get some sepia color, mix it up with my blue wash, or you can pick it up the dark color from here from the previous mix. And let me zoom in so you guys can see better what I'm doing here. Let's move my canvas. So these birds, I would put a little bit dark color underneath, on under the wings, so it will create more depth here. Just a little bit, not too much. If you do too much, then it shows right away. So here, a little bit here. There you go. So now you can tell. Let me zoom in. So there you go. So not too much, not too. If you do too much, it'll become black. So just keep it very controlled type of work here, and then you can create such a nice effect on these birds. So let's go back to the painting. Okay, so painting is done basically. I don't need to do stress too much on this painting, and it's pretty much done. As you can see, how to create such a nice small painting the without, even if you don't even have a reference, you can still create painting like this by putting a very simple washes with the Prussian blue, or you pick up. Always remember, when you are working, you don't want to work with one color. If you think I like to put a Prussian blue in the sky, always try to mix with cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, French ultramarine blue. Bring some purple, a little bit purple color, so tone it down that color. Once you mix two or three colors, it get mature, and your wash will be very subtle. Like it just has such a nice representation of those two or three color. If you use one color straight from the tube, then it shows right away very premature type of washes. So be careful when you are working such type of painting. Always remember, any type of painting, just mix two or three or four colors if you can. It's up to you, but minimum, I would say, at least two colors has to be mixed all the time with all the painting. There's some exception. You can go, we can do a little bit. I do that too. I pick up, let's say there's a boat here, and I need a flag on that boat. So I don't want to mix any other color. So what I will do, I will just put a straight from the tube. And if I need like a mark or the lines on the board, I can just use the green color straight from the tube, not from the mix any other color. So I actually I need that sharp color on my painting. So that's it. And yeah, if any question, please put on the comments. And even though if you're not here today, you can send me his question next week or during the week. I will try my best to answer this question. And now it's almost 11. We have 10-15 minutes more. I brought some supplies today. Actually, that was a part of that idea also, to show you how to make. See the birds I did with the white color. You don't need to preserve your transparency. You don't need to preserve you don't need to put a masking fluid, or you can work, you can go put a white paint. But the challenge is with white paint that you cannot work as a paper surface, because there's a white paint there, right? Now, once you have the white paint, is so hard to work on the white surface, paint surface, right? But if you have a nice paper surface, easier to work. So what do you do? In this case, you need this masking fluid. So you mask it. Let's see if I plan my painting and I want to put few birds before I started. So you put some masking fluid. Actually, I will do it next week. I will show you how to use this blending and the masking tapes also. Same same thing. These all three, all more or less same thing. With white paint, you cannot paint over the white. It will be a challenge. This cutting, try to keep the transparency like strips of, put one strip here, one there, or maybe cutting a small bird, which is another challenge. So if I cut a bird, let's say here, imagine how much work look like we're doing the craft or something, instead of painting. Here, let's go cut more. I mean, I can cut it here. So if I put it here, no, let's put on a dark surface so it'll show, right? So if I put it here and I would put a wash on the top at the end, you just take it off. And then you will have a white surface on the paper. That's how you preserve the transparency with the different ways. It's up to you. You can I used to do that when I start my watercolors. Now I don't do that. I just work, try to keep that natural way of evolving my painting. So I don't want to work with this and with the masking. I never use this basically. I never use this, but yes, I did use that. I'm still using these because this is very handy. You don't need to, if you need a bigger surface to block, then you might consider this and this. So we'll do the demo next week. I will show you how to use these two uh, products to preserve the transparency on the watercolor. The white, basically the white of the paper is the first layer. Basically, this is always remember the white is the first layer, and then you putting a second layer, which is I did here, the blue. Then you put another third layer, but the white is so. Keeping the white of the paper, these are the supplies you need. And if you don't want to get involved to mask it, you just go use the white paint. Okay, so here painting is done. How to do a small seascape without the drawing. Put a wash. Uh, just don't go underneath. Put another wash for mix of yellow ochre, burnt umber, cadmium orange, cadmium yellow also. Sorry. Bring out that the yellow ochre type of color. You can mix any color except blue, red, and yellow. So other than that, you have if you have those primary colors, you can mix any colors you want. And such a the beautiful thing is about those colors is you can make your own colors. Like you can tone it down, you can make it darker, you can make more lighter. So but when you get it from the straight from the supplier, then you don't have much choice. So orange is there, the cadmium yellow is there. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into it, but yes, you can mix any colors if you have those three primary colors. So let's get back to the painting, and then I put some foreground colors, and then I use Prussian blue, cobalt blue, and the green color. I have some green color. I don't keep usually, but I bought it long time ago, so I still have those colors, so I use it all the time. Let them finish, otherwise they will be dry and useless. So here I put a water, and then I put a certain again the same wash in the midground. I put it here on the foreground, and then I create some boulders with the help of burnt umber, again cadmium orange, cadmium yellow, and I put a little bit. You can put ultramarine, you can put cobalt blue, or you can put French ultramarine to make those dark values in those colors. So here, and and I put this here to bring more contrast into the foreground. And there's a hill. I use the purple dusk also from Van Gogh, which is a beautiful color. I like it. And I use straight from the tube, mix a little bit with Prussian blue, and it gives me a nice bluish purple color. So that's it. And thank you so much for watching and helping the channel. I will be coming with these next week, the white, that masking tape, masking fluid, and we will render actually a forest type of painting, and I will erect some trees with the help of masket, and then we'll work with this in the next week. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next week. Hopefully you have a good weekend. We rain is stopped actually in Toronto, so it's getting hot again. So see you next week. You take care of yourself. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.